So let's take a look at CCIV. What's going on with Churchill Capital today, aka Lucid Motors? We're at the current price at $25.70, and right now it's not looking too good in regards to CCIV. But there's some interesting news that I want to share with you, and also I'll just share with you my thoughts on what I think the future for CCIV is going to look like. And just remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Make sure to do your own research before making any investments. But I mean, just looking at the past few days, and let's just go ahead and let me change this to the 1 hour chart just so we can get some more data. And if I just zoom in, looking backwards at the all-time highs, we see that we were around 60 plus 64-ish dollars, and currently we are here, which is basically a 60% drop. Now, one thing note is the current market, a lot of companies took a dip today. Some companies are in the green, but for majority, a lot of them are currently in the red. But in regards to CCIV, like, it's drastically dropped, basically to the point where if you got anywhere above here, you're essentially at a loss right now. And I just wanted to show you guys some things, right? So first off, let's look at the market cap. So here I have just the current market cap is at 6.65 bill. Now, keep in mind, this is essentially a prediction of what you think CCIV, aka Lucid Motors, is going to do. So at the current price point, right, they haven't sold any cars yet. They're expected to start producing them and actually delivering the vehicles within this year. But there were some things that we have to actually consider to make sure that you're not just going in blindly and just essentially gambling, right? So one of the first things I would consider is whether or not they can actually produce what they're saying. So like, we can go here to Lucid Motors, right? And I'll just go start off with the March date. So they've been updating some things, and we can see here, looks like they got some more, let's look at these larger image here. Looks like they're spreading some more marketing here in New York City. And again, this is just marketing, but at the end of the day, you're purchasing a car, so they have to actually have the car before this really makes sense. But we can check out this interior. This looks actually pretty clean. And this is one of the news articles I want to share with you guys, that people are supposedly saying that this might be a potential way to increase the marketing around CCIV, which it most likely will. And you can see here is interior, there's a promo video, but it's basically saying they're going to be announcing this launch at the South by Southwest, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's basically this massive conference located in Texas. And here's the website, and basically they do this every single year. It's huge, and since quarantine, obviously that's messed up the schedule. I don't know the exact details if this is going to be in person or if there's any sort of like limited viewings, but it seems like they do have this section for virtual online, so South by Southwest online. So maybe that could increase the amount of people that watch it and attend, because everyone's going to be remotes. But also, it's not like it physically in person. So if they were to actually see the Lucid Motors vehicle, like, they just have to look at pictures, right? Which, I mean, you could just see on social media. But let's bring it over to this article right here. So again, they did mention this news too. That's what they're saying, the March 17th. But they do insert something at the bottom that's really interesting that you guys want to consider regarding CCIV. So basically, they say it's not looking too good, but it's a pre-commercial company, right, that's expected to launch the Lucid Air, and that's supposedly 2021, right? Now, in terms of their projections, their numbers, they state that they're going to be creating, thousands of cars in their factory. But until we actually see them producing cars, I don't see the stock price really reaching anywhere near what it reached before, because they're just basing it off the current valuation in the multi-billions. And all they'd have right now is just been spending the money for factories, facilities, which makes sense. But if you're looking from this as like a safe bet, compare this to like Tesla, for instance, right? Tesla already sold thousands, hundreds of thousands of cars, made billions of dollars in revenue. And its valuation, like if we were to check Tesla, you can see Tesla's at 650 plus bill. So Lucid obviously is a minor fraction of that, but we're basing this off of just sheer speculation at this point. The prices, I don't see it really moving too much, right? It can continue to downtrend and keep going. And let's actually go back and let's see what how low this potentially could go back to, right? So there's nothing stopping it from continuing dropping to maybe 19, some support right here. And then obviously Going back to the $10 mark is highly unlikely, but again, you never know. That's assuming how they perform when they actually start producing vehicles. Because if they come out the next few months and their vehicles just don't work, stuff's breaking, there's a bunch of issues, or they whatever numbers that they quote they don't even hit, that price will just continue to downtrend, right? So that's something to be wary of, because if they don't produce any good vehicles or something bad happens regarding their actual production cars that they deliver, then that price, I don't see how it's going to increase. Now, let's look at it the opposite way. If they start producing the vehicles and it turns out all of the stuff that they're saying in terms of how far they can go in the miles, like 500 plus, how fast it can go, and it actually works and there's no issues, then I could see CCIV going straight back up. And then obviously in the long term, if it does well, you can see it's go past the all-time highs. But at least short term, the biggest factor right now is for them to deliver the cars, show that the cars actually are legit, they work, they do what they say, and then we can make a decision from there. Because at this point, people are just saying like, yeah, they're South by Southwest. But again, this is just marketing, right? I can promote, a spaceship, but if I don't actually build the spaceship, then it doesn't really matter, right, how much marketing you do. So make sure to keep that in mind. Don't look at this like an emotional play. And especially if you got it at the top, I understand, right? It's taking a big hit, but you got to consider the like realistic view of like how the future for Lucid Motors actually has to make sense, and they actually have to produce, or as Tesla, Ford, any other major car company who's already sold thousands and thousands, even millions of cars, if they go EV and they produce something better quality than Lucid Motors, that's something definitely you need to look out for. So also, again, this company, to my knowledge, and please correct me if I'm wrong, they have not sold any cars yet, at least the time of this video. They're still producing it. So remember, there's a company that's valuated at around $6 billion plus, and they have, these amazing projections in terms of like the car's ability. And if you were to compare that to Tesla, 400 plus average mile range, they do have some new models coming out in the future with longer miles, but they're fast, super fast too. And Lucid's vehicles look like they're similar in speed and everything, but they haven't technically produced it yet. So again, keep that in mind. Until they actually produce the vehicles, we'll have to wait and see. But in terms short term, it doesn't look too, I'd say, bullish right now. But again, who knows what's going to happen? This is a stock market. Anything can happen. The price could surge back up out of nowhere, or it can continue to downtrend. But I'd say the safer thing is just to wait until they start producing and delivering vehicles, and then that's how you can make a better decision. Or if they make some new update in terms of like partnerships or something, then that could definitely be good as well. And aside from that, if you made it this far in the video and you want to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850, then go ahead, click the first link in the description below, and as long as you deposit $100 minimum or more, you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks valued up to potentially $1,850. And aside from that, you want to see more updates on the market, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.